Going 2.1 KFMA, it's Beef Vegan Presents, where we have to prepare ourselves as a society for uncomfortable truths. Sometimes uncomfortable truths happen, and a lot of people like to ignore them, but it is important to address them and prepare yourself for an uncomfortable truth. Here's an uncomfortable truth that we might need to prepare ourselves for. Ronald McDonald is on the Epstein list.
No.
There's a good chance that Ronald McDonald is on the Epstein list, and it's just something that we need to prepare ourselves as a society, Rico.
Not the clown.
The clown, the head clown, is possibly on the Epstein list. I'll give you an example. Over the weekend, you've probably seen this story, but it's kind of buried. Ghislaine, what's her last name?
Maxwell.
She was moved from federal security prison to one of those club fed prisons, right? The first of her kind because of the charges that she is facing. Of course, sex trafficking is very serious in the eyes of many. And she went from a federal prison to, a cushy prison that has pickleball, volleyball, all the balls, right?
All you can eat buffets.
Yeah, no, they have tons of great food. Have you read on some of the luxuries that they have at that? I think, at that prison, you're just like, man, not
It's
only
a 5-star resort.
Not only is it a 5-star resort, Rico, let me tell you something. They don't even have a fence around this damn thing. You could literally just walk out and leave.
Are you sure you want to do that?
Yeah, right. You might face extra charges, or you may just be disappeared. But yes, it is a type of prison that is essentially set up like a shopping center. And you walk in, and then you do your time, and then when you're ready to go, you just walk out. Nobody even escorts you out.
They're like, where are you going? You have a 3 p.m. massage.
Right. And the reason why I think Ronald McDonald is on the Epstein list is, because this is happening. And it should be talked about a lot, but usually when there are stories that break where they're kind of somewhat controversial and will take up a lot of real estate in the news cycle, then a big announcement as a distraction will be made to say, hey, don't look over there, look over here.
Yep, smoke and mirrors.
Mm-hmm. McDonald's finally confirmed what the iconic purple character Grimace really is.
What?
What do you think Grimace is?
Mutated bear.
Mutated bear would be an excellent guess. I mean, in fact, a lot of people believe he's like an alien, but that's not it at all. Apparently, the giant purple blob is a taste bud, right? That's what they say. It's a taste bud. Out of all these years, we grew up with Grimace. Now, Grimace was introduced to the social zeitgeist in the 70s. And initially, he was scaly. He was somewhat of a monster. He was basically like a villain to Ronald McDonald and the Klan.
I thought the Hamburglar was.
Yeah, he was part of the Hamburglar crew. He was like the muscle, right? But the problem was, even in the 70s, it freaked the kids out too much. And McDonald's was like, okay, we need to scale this back, literally by removing scales, make it purple, lovable, whatever the case. Now, when Grimace first debuted, he had 4 arms. What was the head villain in Mortal Kombat?
Oh, Goro.
Yeah, like Goro.
Yeah.
Right? Obviously terrifying. But they got rid of 2 arms. They made him this purple blob.
Fuzzy.
Yeah, and then 50 years later, coincidentally, in the same week that Ghislaine Maxwell goes from federal security prison to minimum security prison, they drop this truth bomb on us. It's a taste bud the whole time. Right? If anything, it kind of looks like a polyp. It's something that you don't want to have in your mouth.
Exactly. The doctor's like, oh, you got a grimace.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah, you got a grimace? That might be fatal.
Yeah.
Is it a stage 5 grimace? Distraction.
If it turns green, that's bad.
Exactly. Right? So, to summarize, as a society, as a community, as a family, we got to face the hard talks, and we have to prepare ourselves for some uncomfortable truth. And the uncomfortable truth is that Ronald McDonald may be on that Epstein list.
Yeesh.
Maybe there was a play place on Epstein's Island. I don't know.
I mean, yeah, you put the whole kids playpen thing. It's kind of dark, but yeah, you kind of goes hand in hand. You're like, oh, I see. He was keeping eyes on our kids the whole time.
You see what I'm saying?
Yeah, the ball pit.
Look, I don't want to say it out loud.
No.
It doesn't make me feel good about it. I'm just preparing myself for the uncomfortable truth because I know that someday within my grandchildren's lifetime, that list is going to be released. And that's when they're going to be faced with that uncomfortable truth as well. An uncomfortable truth that I've been sitting with for generations.
And they're like, who's Ronald McDonald? Like, let me tell you something.
Right, exactly. Because that will probably be illegal eventually. So let's prepare ourselves right now. That lovable clown, the clown that we all know and love, the one that, runs the McDonald's kingdom, may be on that Epstein list. And it's unfortunate. It's disappointing,
Yeah.
but it's something that may be true.
We got to be adults.
We got to be adults about it. But, you could still be an adult and enjoy a Happy Meal. That's the good news. All right, so that was our top story today, of sorts, if you will.
Of sorts.
And that's, is Ronald McDonald on the Epstein list? There's a good chance he might be.
There's
Please welcome back. We got Chuck from Like a Villain in the building. Good morning, Chuck.
Good morning.
Man,
what's happening?
Not much, man. It's good to have you on. I want to catch up with a bunch of stuff. Of course, last time we had you on, it was before your show at BrickBox, and you guys killed it. And then I got to find out a little bit more about your backstory, right?
Yep.
Of your history here in the old Pueblo. You've been in the music scene for a long time, from everywhere from now. It's kind of like, it's metal. You're in a metal band, but before that, hip hop. You were running basically hip hop battle shows for quite some time.
Yep.
And those are like King of the Dot, those type of styles, like acapella battle shows. And then Chuck was booking in these like big names from like back in the day, like a Dirtbag Dan. And did you ever book like Thesaurus, anything like that? And
we had definitely been in talks with Thesaurus. But yeah, we were really like talking to everybody that was like the big grind time names.
Yeah.
Starting to tap into some of the URL. We weren't quite getting the Canadians out in King of the Dot, but yeah, absolutely. We were making waves and more people were wanting to come. RIP to PH Pumpkinhead. I'm not sure if you're familiar with him. He was actually right before I dissolved the league. He was going to be battling for our championship in Arizona. So
wow.
He wanted to be a Voice Box champion. So,
oh, wow.
Yeah, it was crazy.
So Voice Box was the name of your league?
Yeah, it was Voice
Box. And then did you do it on YouTube as well and all that, if I looked it up?
Yep. There's a Voice Box channel on there. Did pretty decent, and that's kind of what got us where it was at.
Yeah, no, it's awesome. Mac Lethal, who did he ever do it, or
he was kind of out before that. He
already went viral with the pancake rap.
Yep, and then that was
the
it. No more
rap. Yep.
You remember that?
Oh,
yeah. So, and that was almost like my introduction into the league initially when I first started going down the rabbit hole. And then the thing about the acoustic rap battles, which are still going strong today, is that it's also like it's such great performance art, but also stand-up comedy. In a way, because some of these lines and jokes are some of the best punchlines that you would hear any comedian speak. And they're doing this within a number of like 60 bars and then memorize it to compete. I mean,
it's real talent, man.
Yeah, whether you're a fan of the art form or not, you have to appreciate like the level of skill that you have to be to perform at that level is insane.
Mm-hmm.
And as me, like, growing up as a kid, I dabbled in the freestyle. I was a freestyle guy and into music and hip hop and all that good stuff, and had a band. And I can freestyle for hours, especially, get me with a good buzz. I'll get there. And then for a while there, I was running my circuit, but I didn't do the acapella stuff. I would have to feel the beat and the groove and all that.
Were you the kid in middle school that had the pencil with the beats?
Yeah, I mean, I was all over it. I battle wherever. You name a drop of the hat. You drop a beat, they'll beatbox, and I would do it. But even then, like once I saw what they were doing, I was like, oh, no, I can't do that. I can't do that.
Like, I'm too good for that.
Yeah, and I had too much fun growing up that my memory does not lock that shit in. Did you compete as well?
I did, but I wasn't very good at it.
Right.
I'm a firm believer in don't do anything. Don't ask someone to do something you wouldn't do yourself. So if I'm going to run a battle league across the country and book events everywhere, I should at least go in there and just see what it's all about and, either die by the sword or get good at it, and I died a few times. I won a couple rounds, but it was fun.
It's the same thing as like doing stand-up, right? It's just having the guts to get in front of the crowd and not being afraid to fail, and just like, here we go. And then, so you got a couple dubs under your belt.
Yeah.
But you didn't need to get the actual belt. So
no.
yeah. Who would you consider was the greatest during your era of running? Voice Box, you say?
Yeah, in terms of like people that I worked with, like from Arizona or just in general?
Just in general. During that time, you're like, that guy's the best.
Man.
I'm assuming it's a guy.
Yeah.
Is that sexist?
There's a lot of good ones, but my all-time favorite has always been Loaded Lux. He is just insane with the pen. Really motivating. But when I was throwing battles a lot, we worked with a guy named Johnny Storm a lot. He was very cool, very straightforward from the grind time era. We really liked him. He was fun to work with. And then we started working with PH and Dirt, Dirtbag Dan. Actually, we did a whole event with Dirtbag Dan out in San Jose, the Battle of the Zay. It was a voice box and Battle of the Zay event.
Rock on 2.1 KFMA. I believe I saw that. We're here with Chuck with Like a Villain. We're talking about the old school rap battle leagues that used to be prominent here in Tucson, which, Chuck, he was the organizer and runner of that. Now, of course, he leads the band Like a Villain. We'll be talking about upcoming shows that they got going on. But Dirtbag Dan, which is a name that I really haven't heard in a couple of years, because during that time of the kind of acoustic rap battle, Dirtbag Dan was like a marquee name, a very charismatic battle rapper.
Yep.
And the Battle of the Zay, I do remember watching that on YouTube. But what's he up to now? What happened to Dirtbag Dan?
Just making music, doing his thing. I think the Zay is still going on. I've been kind of out of the scene for a little while, but it seems like a lot of the older grind time guys are kind of just focusing on music or what the next level is, and the new wave of guys are coming in.
Yeah.
It seems like some of the older leagues that were like really competing with King of the Dot and Smack have kind of taken a back seat. Now there's the actual battle rappers are throwing their own events and throwing battles on their new channel. So it's quite different now.
No, so it's almost like they open up the floodgates and everyone's trying to get their piece of the pie, which is kind of diluting the rest of the pies.
Yep.
Yeah. So I see that. All right. Well, we got a lot that we're going to be catching up with Chuck, and we're going to hit some viral videos here on the podcast broadcast. And, speaking of rap, we did a video for this morning's Rap GPT talking about how everybody has hemorrhoids now. So, it's a
real pain in the ass.
It is a real pain in the ass. And it comes from a legit source of material as to why we all have hemorrhoids. So if you have hemorrhoids out there, do not feel alone. And we even wrote a song about it, but we'll share that on the podcast broadcast as well. You can join us, youtube.com/bevegan, or stream along on Instagram, or keep it right here because we'll be back after Rage Against the Machine. Sleep Now in the Fire on Rock 102.1 KFMA. Clear.
Is the rap name Preparation H taken already?
Yeah.
I'm taking it.
Yeah, it's no, okay. I was gonna try to slap a joke in there, but I don't have one. So yeah, you could have Preparation H. I feel like
Enjoy
that
your
would
ass
be
cream, all right?
Yeah. Yes, Monster's on there. He knows about it. Said, why not? Was the last champ. Voice box brought down KOTD, a champ. Real deal was really good.
Yep. Monster used to battle for us.
Yeah.
There we go.
Yeah, so Frankie, I love Monster there. All the good comments that we got going on.
Oh, yeah, he's amazing.
Yeah, we did. I don't know if you were listening earlier, but we do this. Rico and I do have a rap group to kind of
no
bring
big deal.
on. Yeah.
Been doing this for a couple of years.
Yeah,
now.
and that's because, we came across what the theory is. Look, I don't write bars anymore. I'll be real. I'll be honest with you. Unlike some rappers who aren't honest about it. And I said, hey, if Drake can have a ghostwriter, then we could have a ghostwriter. And it's simple as that. And it's about the performance and stuff. So we utilize our ghostwriter to, whip together songs. And I had this piece of, 4 reasons why everyone has hemorrhoids now. They're very prevalent and common. A lot of it is because we're sitting on the toilet too long, scrolling. Yep. We're not drinking enough water. We're not eating enough fiber. I mean, it's all us. And the thing is, I was so happy to hear this news because I've had hemorrhoids before they were cool. Unfortunately, I was, camping out on toilets before they started charging rent.
These kids don't know.
They don't know.
Nope.
They do not know. And so, yeah, we attempted to do that. I wonder what the sound is like. How about I do this? We'll try to play a little bit of it. Everyone has hemorrhoids from Rap GPT this morning just to see what the audio sounds like. And then we'll be back right after this. Check it out. Bucket list, a thing of what I've wanted to do for years. I've been an outsider looking in. I've always considered that way. And, I started doing radio from my living room for 8 years. I was a lot of times from the industry. They'd say, hey, you're not real radio. You're not real radio.
You're just a scrub.
Right. And then I got a job down here and I would give them suggestions and my bosses would be like, hey, that's not how we do it here. That's not real radio. And then they gave me my own show here and they said, guess what? We have no money for you to do anything. And so I started doing all the things I was doing when not real radio. Right. Now, after 16 years in the game, right, consistently doing mornings, I'm now being accepted amongst my peers. It'd be very nice to be able to network and get some new ideas and all that good
Hell
stuff.
Yeah.
Part of the thing that we do, they're going to be doing is kind of being like, all right, what kind of bits do you do where you're from, right? A showcase of sorts.
What makes you stand out?
Right. And I'm like, well, one of the things that we like to do is we like to get stupid with artificial intelligence. And when we come across pieces of interest, we like to run them through the old AI, come up with lyrics, and then perform them live on the air as part of our rap ensemble, Rap GPT. That's something that we want to do for you right now. Now, here's the thing. I came across a piece last week about how everybody has hemorrhoids now.
Everybody?
Everybody. And I couldn't be happier about it because, you know, me, I'm a hipster. I've had hemorrhoids long before it was cool.
Way before it was cool.
But there are 4 reasons why we all have hemorrhoids now. And I could just tell them to you, and that'd be a snore. You could tune into the classic rock station to hear that crap. Or we could perform it for you live on the air. And that's exactly what we want to do right now. So ladies and gentlemen, without further ado, Rap GPT would like to present to you Hemroidz with a Z. Yeah, because you got to make it street. You know what I'm saying, Rico?
That's right. Why you walking funny?
Right. Because everybody bleeds, but nobody talks. You know, my booty's on fire, but I still got to walk.
All right.
Scrolling in silence, gripping that rim. Modern life's got us tearing from within. Ugh. Everybody's got hemorrhoids. Check this out. Digital age got my colon in knots. I sat too long, now I walk like a bot. Toilet time turned existential. Red on white like a warning stencil. 5 low, but screen time's high. Swipe through doom when my soul runs dry. Thou say no, but my brain says wait. Let me finish this meme till the end of the state. Dehydrated, caffeinated, work from Chad. Guns in revolt, but I'm too impaired. I'm hurt so bad, I named it Steve. I think Steve's prolapsing, it's time to grieve. Doc said move, but the rent says no. Can't squat when you got back pain, bro. My gut's dystopia, straight cough law. Hemorrhoid flare like a crimson war shack. Everyone's got hemorrhoids now. Screaming through the Chiefs while we raise eyebrows. We post, we ghost, we sit, we scroll. We bleed through life like a toilet bowl soul.
Everyone has hemorrhoids now. 20-something pain in a capital town. Ain't a badge of honor, ain't a source of pride. But the group chat saying same, so we let it slide. Can't focus, can't poop, can't cry. But I do all 3 on a Tuesday night. Burning like truth in a comment war. Too much sitting, now a metaphor. They said get help. I said for what?
For what?
Insurance don't cover emotional butt. Got a tube of cream and a donut seed and a playlist titled Pain on Repeat. Toilet's my church and my therapist too. I confess to the floor and wipe like new. iPhone glow like a holy light while I Google how to stop this fright. Cheeks look like fart and nam. Can't trust a fart, it might be bam. They said eat better, I said define food. Now I snack like a sad raccoon in a mood.
We bleed, we sit, we doom scroll, slip, we pray, we wipe, we bite our lip, we lie, we joke, we gaslight pain. Then we log back in for the cycle again because everyone has hemorrhoids now.
Yep.
It's the anthem of the overly proud.
That's right.
You can flex your gains or show your ink, but deep down we all fear the bathroom sink because
everyone has hemorrhoids now. Call it cursed, call it modern, call it loud. We broke our back for a desk and feed. Now we're training for our anal bleed.
Yeah, this isn't a cry for help. It's a Yelp review for my butt. 1 star. Would not recommend. Here you go. That was our replay. Everyone has hemorrhoids now, or Hemroidz with a Z from Rap GPT.
You get a hemorrhoid. You get a hemorrhoid. Everybody gets hemorrhoids.
And we all have them, so there you go.
Yeah.
With that said, I got a comment from Lindsay saying, I didn't think I would hear a hemorrhoid rap today, but it is Tuesday, so, you know, always be prepared for hemorrhoid raps.
Do they have a National Hemorrhoid Day? We should just wait for that.
Probably. There's a
Probably
National Everything Day, you know. In fact, actually, today is National Underwear Day.
Oh, well,
yes,
close enough.
It's a real thing. Today's National Underwear Day. So, yeah, if you have them, wear them, and, you know.
Scorch them if you got them.
How many pairs of underwear do you believe that are in your underwear drawer that have holes in them, but you just hold on to them like, you know, fond memories?
At least 2.
At least 2?
At least.
Chuck, I mean, you're a dad and stuff. Do you just
like
have
80%, man. Like 80% of my underwear.
It's all I love, man.
It just get blown out.
I'm
man.
like, I can't. I just got to save this one when I do yard work. You know what I mean?
There's always a reason.
It's pretty much just wearing a mini skirt underneath your shorts at that point. You know, I mean, I've literally have had boxer briefs that were just the outside. I'm like, what am I even doing here? It's almost like a fart rag where it was kind of blow out in the back. I know.
Could be a breeze tunnel too to help cool it down there.
Cool the boys down.
I tried to explain that to all the girls I was dating in the past, where I'm just like, oh no, it's just air conditioning, and they're just like, no, you're gross. I'm out.
It's aerodynamics. Okay, psycho.
Yeah. Speaking of which, I mean, you're a married man, right, Chuck?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. Do you miss anything being single? Like when you were single, there are things that you miss from being single, or you're just like, everything is greener on this side of the fence.
Everything's greener. I'm definitely not as much of an idiot now, but I just don't have the freedom to be like, I'm just going to go do this or whatever. I got, kids and wife and just got to make sure everything's buttoned up, but they're very supportive. And so it's pretty easy, but I'm happy with where I'm at. It took a little while to
adjust.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, that's the best word for it.
Right. Well, the reason why I asked this question, this was a question that became a popular Reddit thread where they're asking, as much as you love marriage, what are some things that you miss about being single? Right. And so here's just a top 5 of some fun ones that I was like, okay, I could see that. And a lot of it has to do with just being irresponsible. You know what I mean? Like the freedom of just, I don't have to worry about it. Right. Because when you're married, you got to be the provider, the man, and all the stuff. Responsibility comes in, a whole bunch of it. So the lack of responsibility and obligations was one that I saw. This guy said, I literally used to pack my bags and leave to live and work in a few different countries just because I felt like experiencing the culture, now I have to be careful and stick by my family. I enjoy my family life, but sometimes, I want to go adventuring again and explore. So another person said the rush of first. So the first date rush, nervous feeling, like holding hands for the first time, first kisses, first time having sex with someone. You get tons of firsts in marriages too, make it all worth it. But those are the ones that this person misses from being single. So, the butterflies when you kiss someone for the first time. Or you disappoint them in bed. It's a it's a good
the
feel.
Rush.
Yeah. The rush out the door. Rush. Like this never happened to me before.
See you never.
So another person wrote, being able to come home from work and not speak a single word. When's the last time? Because how many kids you have, Chuck? 2, right? So when you come home from work, it's like, what's going on? How was your day? Did you do this, and this? Like, when's the last time you were able to come home and just not say nothing for like an hour?
Well, I work from home, so never.
Oh, yeah.
It's never. Yeah, I walk right out the office door and home's right there in my face. I don't even get that 20-minute cool down on the drive home.
Right, yeah.
Like my escape is the bathroom.
Yeah.
That's where I get my hemorrhoids from.
Yes, exactly. Yep. That's why we all have them. All right, let's see. This one I think a lot of people could relate on and is probably kind of the biggest pain in the butt when you're cohabiting is deciding on what to have for dinner without a second opinion. So most of the time it's not an issue, right? With this person, he has similar tastes with his wife, but occasionally we're craving different flavors, right? And a lot of times you kind of sacrifice I wasn't really feeling sushi per se. I was wanting steak, but I guess we'll do sushi. And it just doesn't hit right, you know? So that's one of the things. And then finally, knowing exactly what to expect when I put my key in the door after work. Marriage is awesome, but there's some days in my life where a period of nothing is good. Right. So it's always like a surprise of what's going to happen. How old are your kids? Are they teenagers yet?
Yeah, actually, my oldest just turned 13 last week.
Congratulations. But also, it's boy, a 13-year-old boy.
Yep.
Yeah, I think it's going to be a little easier, but teenagers, man. Woo. Yeah. Yeah. Did your towels get all crunchy yet?
No, not yet. Thank goodness.
Yeah.
No, but we're picking up carefully to make sure.
yeah, exactly. Well, we got Chuck from Like a Villain in studio and stuff. We're hanging out with him on the podcast broadcast. We're going to keep the conversation moving on our stream. You can join us, youtube.com/bevegan. And we'll be back with more after music from 3 Days Grace and Rock 102.1 KFMA. Clear. Yeah, that's
It feels like this generation of teenagers now is probably less worrisome. They're always inside on the iPad or the phone anyway. They're like, go outside, get into danger.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, that's the
Before it
biggest
feels like
thing.
it
I mean,
flipped.
is your boy a gamer? Is he going outside? Does he have like a group of friends in the neighborhood where they go out and they dick around on like bikes and
Dirt
stuff like we
bikes.
used to?
No, not it's not quite as much like that.
Yeah.
Is one thing that we notice is I mentioned earlier, we stay out in Washington, and the weather's just better for them to go around outside. So I mean, heat plays a factor. And then on top of that, he also does online school as well. So like we have to just wait till the weekend to get him with his friends and things like that. So it's not like get out of the house, we're tired of you being here at 3:30, go come back when the sun goes down.
Right,
you know?
yeah.
Not quite like our parents kicking us out and telling us not to come back.
Exactly.
I know. And just like even thinking about those days, like, man, I was coming home at like 8 and then my parents wouldn't know where I was for 6 hours.
Did they care?
Yeah, did not even like bat an eye. It was a
Right.
different time, dude. Yeah, it's amazing. And so you go to Washington for 6 weeks for work and you bring the whole family there?
Yeah.
And you guys is it only 6 weeks out of the entire year? So like every summer you're like, I'm gonna go there for a month and a half?
Yep.
Wow,
that's
dude.
that's the plan. Get out of the heat. My family stays out there, so we go visit them because we don't get to see them all year.
Yeah.
We take the trailer, we drive up there. You know, we stay at places along the way. We usually go Nevada, up Oregon, through Portland, through Seattle, and then
Nice.
get there. And then we're 60 seconds from the beach, so we literally just can put our slippers on and walk out there and just kind of meditate.
that's
and
awesome.
chill.
That
Yeah.
sounds great.
Yeah. And you work from home basically.
Yep.
So you're basically on the road. So you park and be like, okay, I'm putting in some work today. All right, work's done. Get back on the road type deal.
Yeah,
Yeah.
or I'll just block off my schedule and just, make Monday a heavy load or whatever it needs to be. Yeah.
Hell yeah,
Absolutely.
Teach
dude.
us the ways.
Yeah. I know, dude.
I need this.
Yeah. Does it suck to come back then?
Well, yes and no, right? Because
Yeah.
we're staying in our travel trailer for 6 weeks, so it's not the most comfortable bed. It's not like our entire space or our comfort or bubble.
Right.
So it's the perfect blend of like, all right, we've had this like great time away from the heat and
An adventure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then we come back and then I'm a desert kid. I was born in Tucson. I love the Southwest. I have special love for Arizona, New Mexico, even Utah, Texas, all these desert areas. So
Yeah.
there's that like nostalgic feeling that can never be taken away from coming back home.
Right.
Mhm.
Yeah. Well, I mean, it's still envious being able to. I mean, we read about reports all the time because Americans, we do it wrong as far as vacation or quality of life. And, the way going for a month and a half or a month with family vacation is very European and other parts of the world. Like,
Yeah.
this is something that they just do. And for you to be able to have that balance and be able to do that here in America while go on an adventure and still make a living with your family on the road. Yeah.
That's a win.
Yeah,
Yeah.
dude. Very envious.
Yeah.
All right. We're going to have more with Chuck from Like a Villain. We're going to be talking music and upcoming shows. But earlier this morning, Rico did a 5-star review on where?
What is it? The dive bar. I'm losing my mind.
Yeah. It was. We did it earlier this morning. Well, here's a reminder in case you missed it. It went a little something like this. It's establishments throughout the old Pueblo.
Nancy's
And when he has a
Boondocks.
pleasurable experience, he immediately
it.
rushes to Google to leave a 5-star review. You did that again this week, Rico?
Absolutely.
Where did you go to?
Nancy's Boondocks.
I spelt it Mancy's, so let me correct that. But tell me all about your experience.
Nancy. So I often get bored with the monotony and drudgery of daily life, and I have to break the mold by trying new things, meeting new people, and seeing new places. Target just isn't doing the trick anymore. I used to go in there and use all $300 worth of Christmas and birthday gift cards to get caffeinated to the gills with Starbucks and then wander the aisles with my red cart trying to find single moms and wine ants to inevitably disappoint.
Yeah.
My constant phone doom scrolling fried my dopamine sensors, and my unholy caffeine consumption has blown a hole in my adrenal glands, causing my cortisol and adrenaline to skyrocket, causing me to have a perpetual existential crisis. I even got jumped downtown by a bunch of hoodlums recently after work, and when I didn't even show any fear or emotion like a frickin' Terminator while they punched and kicked me in the orbital socket and diaphragm, they ran away like scared little rats.
Yes, they did.
It's been numbing and for all the wrong reasons. So until I return to nature for a month and recalibrate my brain, I have to make do with trying new things in town because taking a month off work just isn't American.
Nope.
What am I, some sort of hippie weirdo commie with leisure time? Get out of here. I found that the best way to feel feelings again was to go somewhere where nobody knows me and to take on an identity separate from myself and intermingle with the city's most interesting dwellers and tellers. That meant finding dive bars, and Tucson has aplenty. At this point, Tucson's mascot is a seedy dive bar with a crazy dehydrated person chain smoking out front. I've been to Cow Pony and the buffet enough times where now they know I'm not a real out-of-town outlaw with a shady past. So there goes the fun. I had to find a new spot, and upon scouring the local Googles, I found a place called Nancy's Boondocks. The online reviews went from, quote-unquote, great spot for playing billiards, darts, or having beers with friends. Free pool on Sundays, to, quote-unquote, creepy. Probably goes full zombie horde after dark when the makeup peels off. Old dusty skankfest. Perfect. I put on my leather pants, black cowboy hat, AC/DC shirt, a bolo necktie, a leather vest, and some turquoise cowboy boots, and set out for a night of debauchery as my alter ego, One-Eyed Jack. I entered slowly with my hat down on a Thursday night. I adjusted my vest and went straight for the bar as cretins and miscreants murmured amongst themselves in the shadows and neon light, occasionally glancing over to see who this mysterious stranger was.
Who was he?
Was he their blessing or was he their curse? The barkeep lady came over and asked me what I'll be having. I lifted my hat and whispered, "Your strongest libation, ma'am." "I don't know what the F that is," she growled back. "A Michelob Ultra, please." The billiard balls clacked in fury as I pulled out my deck of cards and started shuffling while making my way there. I was hoping... and said, "Hey man, sorry, we're just playing 2-on-2 until we grab an Uber. They call me One-Eyed Jack." Okay, the other nerd murmured. Another one says, "Dude, you got both eyes. Why do they call you that?" "Oh wait, don't be a phallic joke, please. When I hitchhiked through Tibet, the monks called me that because my third eye was open more than anyone they've ever met."
Oh,
I see through the falsities and deceptions of this plane of existence, I said as I put my cards away and took a puff of my Mexico Mango Geek Bar and blew it in their general direction. "Okay, cool, man. Have a good night." I tipped my hat and walked back to the bar to have my drink in silence and play Angry Birds. Hoping more strangers would ask who I was backfired as an older lady with 3 teeth took a shot of Rumplemints and kept showing me photos of her cat and telling me how handsome I was.
Nice.
This was not the night for One-Eyed Jack to Aura Farm and gain a reputation. I had to call an Uber, and when the driver, Steven, pulled up, I pretended to answer my phone and yelled out, "Hostages! Layla! They got Layla? I'm grabbing the Draco and I'll be there in 10. And then I tried to walk out all cool, but I bumped into a stool and did an awkward fast walk. Whatever. I'll be back for karaoke night. Great dive. 5 stars.
And you didn't take that woman home with you?
Maybe I did.
All right, nice. All right.
After she heard that phone call, she's like, "Ooh,
Yeah, I love a man of danger."
put in my dentures."
That's an actual factual 5-star review that you can come across when you Google Nancy's Boondocks. And if you come across Rico's 5-star review, make sure you leave him a 5-star review as well. We're going to hit the reset. And we come back, give you an opportunity to win tickets for the Offspring right after this. It's Rock 102.1 KFMA. All right, so that was Rico's 5-star review here. We were back live on the podcast broadcast, and yes. All right, let me show you this real quick. Because I'm flying out tomorrow, and tomorrow's a big deal for me because I'm flying out by myself. I've flew with my daughter, family, girlfriends, whatever. This is my first solo adventure, right? But I keep seeing, stupid ass stories about the airports, planes, things like that. So I'm still kind of like, how bad is this gonna suck?
Oh, like you're rolling the dice.
Yeah,
like something might go wrong.
Right. You never even know with these airports and these airplanes. Right. This went viral yesterday. See, this is a roof. Yeah. Yeah, that one went. There's another one here of that was in Dolly. This one.
Okay, these are not American ones, right?
No, there's an American one.
Great.
This right here. Oh no, actually, sorry. This is in China. This is raw sewage spilling from.
Ew.
Look at that.
That's got to be raw.
That's raw sewage. That's all, and they're just like, you see,
not the right shoes.
You see the turds.
Yeah.
The turds are floating
and
coming at you. It's like that smell of raw sewage coming at you.
You want COVID again? This is how we get COVID.
Yeah, aggressive. And just little turd nuggets all over, and then just walking in it too.
Everyone's
filming,
just taking pictures,
taking selfies with it.
This is what I want.
Mm-hmm.
Yum, yum, yum.
All that shit all over. Somebody got to clean up that shit. So
Yeah, that guy quit that day.
Yeah.
He's like, I'm good.
just imagine you're the guy
Yeah,
that's on the
janitor.
second floor that just flushed. Be like, sorry.
His head looks over the edge.
Yeah.
My bad.
Did I do that? Oh, yeah. Well, I told you not to put a Panda Express in here.
Idiot.
So,
That's bad.
yeah. So,
But hey, at least you get to enjoy $10 cheeseburgers at the airport.
yeah.
By yourself. So.
Anthony's busted my balls on the stream here. So he doesn't even need a chaperone. Maybe a flight attendant can sit with him. Let's be real. Okay, I'll be real. I'm not scared. And I was flying by myself as a kid. My mom would put me on an airplane, fly me out to San Francisco to visit my uncle and stuff. This was before, it was the 80s, right? So they didn't give a shit.
I feel like as kids, we did a lot of that. Like, they sent us all by ourselves.
They put a tag on you.
Yeah.
They put a tag on you, and you just go, right? And
Cool.
so you're like luggage, and they just knew where you would end up going. And I'd always make it to the destination safe. Yep. There's a story that just happened yesterday. It was a very much like a Home Alone type scenario where there was a family. It was a husband and wife, and then their 10-year-old son, and they were about to fly back to America. They were over in Europe visiting. And so then they went to go to the airport. And as they were trying to board, they realized that the 10-year-old son's passport expired.
Oh.
And then he turned to the 10-year-old son and was like, sucks to be you. We'll see you in America. And then called a relative and said, pick this motherfucker up.
Wow.
And they got on a plane and they
Wow.
flew back to America. They Kevin McAllistered his ass.
That's going to be a lot of therapy.
Yes. Now, the kid was okay, but before the relatives, let's get on here. Rock 1 2.1 KFMA, welcome back to Beef Vegan Presents, talking about these parents of the week, if you will, talking about flying and everything else. There was a American family, a husband, wife, and a 10-year-old son, and they were flying back to America. And when they got to the airport, they realized that their 10-year-old son's passport expired. So normally in a situation like this, you cancel your plans and you try to figure it out before you fly back. But these guys, these parents of the week said, you know what? We're going to head back without you. I'll call my sister-in-law. She'll pick you up and then we'll see you in America when you get there. and so
it's a bad day when the TSA judges you too. They're like, really?
Yeah.
You're gonna do that?
Yeah. And they're like, no.
Oh, okay.
And the thing is, before the family could even get to the airport to pick up this 10-year-old Kevin McAllister, the authorities were like, what are you doing here? And kid just like, lost, scared. And so then they basically ratted out his parents. And so now they're in serious trouble because you can't go to different countries and abandon your kids, whether or not
You
they're
can try.
Yeah. Real ID or passport or not. Now I'm flying tomorrow and flying back without a real ID, without a passport, without any of that.
Such a rebel.
I am a rebel. And this is a social experiment. And again, I really feel like in this country, there's a lot of things you can do. One thing you can do, and we can do more confidently than other countries, is to have ignorant confidence and to be able to exude that in a way that will kind of exempt any rules and regulations.
Like it's more trouble for them to try to go through the whole process of explaining to you rather than just be like, all right, we'll let it slide.
I'm an Anglo-American man in his mid-40s who I need to go from point A to point B. We'll actually point A to point C, stop off at point B, a little layover, right? But at the same time, I didn't know. I don't know, right? Like, oh, you got new rules? I didn't know. But I gotta go, right? That's America, right? Sorry, ill-informed. I don't watch the news. I didn't know. Let me on, right?
Are you gonna dress down to have the whole character too?
Dress down. Look at me, dude. I already look stupid as hell.
Worse.
Yeah, come on, bro. I mean, I'm a middle-aged man wearing a backwards
like
hat.
Elvis.
Yeah. I look Elvis wearing an Elvis mugshot t-shirt. Yeah. It's dressed down. If anything, this is dressing up, and I still look stupid. So I feel like being ignorant and confident will get you through in this scenario. So, and Ken on the stream said, pretty sure you will need a real ID to get through TSA. Oh, okay, well,
We'll find out.
we're going to find that out, right?
I can't wait to get a call from tomorrow. Like, I effed up. Give me a ride from the airport.
My brother just flew without a real ID, and he told me is that they just put a extra security alert on you, and you're subject to extra checks.
Yeah.
So
right.
So you just might get a what is it?
Cavity search?
Yeah, cavity search.
Yeah.
You just might get a cavity search.
Hey,
Yeah.
free fun for beef.
And they have to work their way around the hemorrhoids, that's for sure. Yeah. And I said,
Oops.
I'm going there fully like it's a third date. I'm ready to get groped. I'm like, come
You
on.
light a candle or everything?
Uh-huh. Yeah. I'll
Let's
be
do this.
fluffing on my way to the line. You know?
Waiting for this.
Yes. Eye contact and everything. I might even reach around. So,
We know what beef misses from being single is getting groped.
Yeah, absolutely.
TSA.
Absolutely. This is going to be an adventure. And so, yeah, that's what a lot of people think. And no, for sure, they're saying, hey, you need a passport. You need that real ID. You need, but why? And so at the end of the day, in this age of consumerism and capitalism that we live in America, and especially with the way that things are going fiscally for all industries, that they're not necessarily in a position where they want to refund or want to do any of that. So they're just like, oh, okay. And these companies, these airlines, they probably think it's a pain in the ass too, right? Because they're like, hey, we had a system down, of people flying. And now you're, putting on little gold stars. This is ridiculous. For what,
Right.
dude? Who has their hand out for this? So the whole thing is something that, again, me as a hemorrhoidal investigative journalist is going through and I'll document everything on my social
So not
media.
to downplay the name, but you're going to be like the Rosa Parks of the TSA.
Ooh, I wouldn't go that far. I wouldn't throw that down.
But hey, I'm just saying,
I
you're
mean,
going to start the revolution here.
yeah,
Everybody's
I'll
like, you know
start
what? Beef didn't do it. I'm not going to do it either.
That's a high bar that I'm not comparable to, but that was your words, definitely not mine. I'll walk that back. I don't want to be the Rosa Parks.
Hey, it's
anything.
not besmirching. I'm saying I'm giving her props.
Oh, definitely
I'm
not besmirch her, but I'm sure relatives of Rosa Parks would not appreciate you including my name anywhere associated to her name. I mean, it's with all due respect to Rosa Parks. She was up there. Again, look at me here. All right, so they're gonna push me through. I feel like it. We'll document it. And it should be fine. Besides
Hope
that,
so.
yeah. When's the last time you flew, Chuck?
In May, went to Denver.
Okay.
Yeah.
This was before it was all even said. You didn't even have a real ID.
It was literally the weekend before it ended. I flew back on the 6th and the real IDs were on the 7th. I don't have my real ID, so I made it the cut just on time.
Yeah. And you don't have your real ID.
I got my passport. I'm going to be the cool guy with the passport for a while.
Yeah. I got one too. And they're like, oh, you can just bring your passport. I'm like, it expired 2016. But
Whoops. I still like the idea of taking a passport domestically. It seems kind of lame.
yeah.
So you can go to Boston. You're like, I got a passport.
Where's our freedom? Where's
Right,
our freedom,
freedom.
here? Yeah, right. This is America. Where's the land of the free? I'm not even free to overspend for an aisle seat and and go just domestically to places.
You're going to get extra snippy about your peanuts too, and like the pretzels.
Oh, there's no
Like,
peanuts
hey.
anymore. There's no peanuts because one person on the airplane may have allergies.
Oh, that's right. It is pretzels now.
Yes.
All pretzels.
Yep.
Yes.
And that biscotti, whatever they're doing now.
Right. And that's
Ugh.
just to upsell you the soft drinks. It's a conspiracy
whole
by Big
thing.
Soft Drink.
The whole thing.
In fact, actually, let me give you this before we hit the reset. This is the 4 commandments for eating on an airplane. Okay. Now, this is what an etiquette expert had to say. These are legit commandments of what you should do and not do while you're in your little bubble on that tube. Commandment number 1, thou shalt not eat smelly foods. All right. So no tuna, no garlic, no onion, no hard-boiled eggs, no strong cheeses. Don't be the smelly guy. Right. That's important. That is commandment number 1 for eating on an airplane. Commandment number 2, thou shalt not eat messy foods like ribs, powdered donuts. I wish I could put ribs in my carry-on.
That'd be great.
That would be so dope.
That'd be a power move.
Oh, man. Put the bones on the tray
Yeah.
next to me. Be like, those are your bones now.
Enjoy them.
You could have the bones.
Mm.
I'm going to have these ribs. So, but you shouldn't do that according to the commandments. Commandment number 3, thou shalt not eat foods with allergens. This goes back to the peanuts. A bag of peanuts or a packet of peanut butter would be safer for everyone if it was consumed in an area with open air. So basically, if they see you open up your own pack of peanuts, you might get tackled by somebody. They take it that seriously, because there are peanut allergy people out there.
So
Yeah.
weird.
Ruin it for the rest of us.
For real.
Mhm.
Hope one of the guys tackling you has a peanut allergy.
Yeah, gotcha. Yeah, you stick it in their eye, then they can't see.
He all doesn't know what to do.
Right. And commandment number 4 for eating on an airplane: thou shalt not overindulge. Oh, and this is important for the long flights itself, but overindulging in like alcohol could be a nuisance in itself. Plus, alcohol can dehydrate you and amplify the effects of the altitude. And many stories that we read about people freaking the F out on airplanes, 100% alcohol fuel, right? So you want to stay hydrated and don't be the drunken a-hole on there. So what are some of the best foods you can eat on an airplane? None of them are fun, but these are the best ones: dried or fresh fruit, crackers, chips, pretzels, a meat and cheese snack pack, hummus and vegetables, a muffin.
Hummus.
Yeah. Or, if it's a 2-hour flight, how about you just I don't know, suck on a piece of gum and shut up.
Right.
So there you go.
Are these all food related things? I was going to say the other commandment should be like, don't take your shoes off.
Oh, yeah.
Stupid feet people.
I know. I won't do it.
Okay,
I'm
good.
ready for it. Yeah. Well, you know what? I'll talk about what the proper outfit is to wear on an airplane, be optimally comfortable and stuff. Plus, you never know. I mean, I might end up meeting a love connection on an airplane. Yeah.
Yeah. That's a plan.
Yeah, totally.
Are you eating ribs? Like, I am.
I brought wings.
Yeah. You want a bone? All right. Join us, youtube.com/bevegan. It's a podcast broadcast. Yeah, we just talk about all types of random shit here. Yeah. All right. So,
that guy brought ribs.
you
What a rebel. And he did have a real ID. Whoa.
I still have this gets brought up against me all the time. So there was a story of when I was in college, and my sister brings it up. My baby's mom brings this up to my daughter all the time. So stupid. She heard this story, hearsay, and then holds on to it like it's gospel, and will bring it up every fucking time my name is brought up, saying I eat ribs in the bathroom. Which, right? Now, yeah, off the
that's the big gotcha.
Yeah. Which, of course, yeah,
I do.
I mean, that's an insult to any fat guy out there. Hey, you eat ribs in the bathroom while you're taking a shit. Of course, that's a gross image, and it's not 100% accurate. Now, what happened was, and this is the hearsay. When I was living in Flagstaff, right, in my college days, right, we're all starving students, legitimately starving students, at a point where we're so broke and so hungry that we would literally murder each other if someone touched another person's food, any of that. That's when I came up with how to kind of graze on pizza.
Oh,
right?
yeah.
And I told you the story. Yeah. So like what I would do on my roommates to prevent a fight is I would eat the edges of the pizza so symmetrically that the pizza slice would look the same, but just shrink on the outside. So I would get like 3 bites, but you wouldn't know. Because if I just took 3 bites from the tip, you'd be like, you just ate some of my pizza.
He was so high, he didn't know he could use a knife to cut the edges.
So you were just all
like a little rabbit.
I was like a fucking rat, dude.
A klepto rat.
Like a rat. Like that.
And that's how clean a lines you put
That's
together.
what I'm saying.
yeah.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah,
That's
yeah.
talent.
No, it took me a while, and of course, that also helped when you're so hungry. You take your time. You appreciate those little bites. I got a little nibble right there. So yeah, it was clean, and they never knew.
We need to order some pizza. Should we get
To
some
test
in
this
there?
out.
Oh yeah. You got to
Test
starve me
this.
for a couple days. But
Right.
another story that happened was I had a leftover ribs, right? And you can't eat leftovers around starving people, right? So I had to sneak away. And so I snuck into the bathroom, and I wasn't going to the bathroom, or mind you, I snuck in the bathroom to eat this rib. All right. So hungry. And I eat the rib, and I'm enjoying it in my only place where I have any like privacy, right? I couldn't do it in my bedroom because we have like communal space and stuff like that. So this is the only place I could eat this rib and not get caught. So I eat the rib, I enjoy the rib, but now I'm like, okay, I can't get caught with this rib bone. I don't want to stick it in my pocket. There's people around, like for whatever reason, I felt like there's just no way for me to walk out of the bathroom with this rib bone. So I hid it in a towel, right? Because we didn't have a little trash can. You can't flush a rib bone down the toilet. These are facts. So I hid it in a towel. And then forgot about it. And then my roommate found a towel and found the rib bone. And he's like, wait, are you eating ribs while you shit, right? So this is,
Wait a minute.
this is a thing.
What'd you say?
I was like, nah. I mean, I was eating a rib in the bathroom. I wasn't shitting.
How'd that get there?
It doesn't matter. If a roommate finds a rib bone in the toilet, they're going to assume the worst. And there's no story you could tell them that's going to convince.
It was in my throat. I had to throw it up.
Right.
Yeah. Weird.
No, they're gonna go with the funnier explanation.
Let me see your hand. Let me see your fingers. You're
It's like, let me smell. Is it rib sauce or shit? That's the game that we're gonna play.
Game we're gonna play.
Yeah, it's both.
That's your new rap name, B-Rib.
Yeah, B-Rib. So this happened, it legitimately happened. I got caught in a way, but, I wasn't shitting, but it didn't matter. And that's how that story got out. And of course, it's a funny story, but then my baby mama heard that story one time. And again, this is like the truest thing she's ever heard. And whenever my name gets brought up, she's like, that motherfucker eats ribs on the toilet.
Oh, shit ribs.
Oh, shit ribs. You see, like I'm sitting there with a half rack and just like, goes in, goes right out. I'm like,
not the real one of you crying with a single one. Just
using the toilet paper to wipe his mouth.
Little bib, toilet paper.
Yeah.
It's fine dining.
So I take it you guys never eaten while on the toilet.
I don't recall.
Yeah.
I must have been super hammered if it's ever happened. I don't remember. Like a taco.
That's a drunk thing. Like, I got shit, but I want this pizza. Yeah.
This Jack in the Box dollar taco is going in my belly now. Yeah. I'm not waiting.
I will say, now, Todd says getting a real ID is super easy. Did forms online, did DMV quick, filled out, got the ID a couple weeks later. Now, I was under the gun as far as my time because I'm going there for, a conference. And it was very last minute that I found out I could even go to this conference. And then I realized I can't find my birth certificate to save life with me. I have a copy of it, but you need the original thing. So that's my holdup. And then to get a birth certificate expedited from the hospital I was born at, that's what you need to get it from. And that's in New Jersey. Right, I had to find all that information, and so I just.
And if you had the original one, it has like the consistency of a 17th century like pirate map.
Yeah,
it's like falling apart and crumbling.
Yeah.
I'm not going to hold on to this thing.
Yeah, I would feel like a goonie holding it and be like, "There's going to be gold here, right?" So
trust me.
Yeah. So any of that with time and everything, and just it wasn't working out for me, and so I said after talking with Coach Q. From Ruckus Room, who was in here, he's like, I've been flying all over the place, and I don't have a real ID, and I'm a black man, and they just put me in an extra TSA line, and I'm like, all right, there you go, that's good enough for me,
right?
I'm
gonna try this.
Yeah, I'm gonna try it. So instead of stressing myself out, I'm prepared for the worst, but I'm going in there optimistically arrogant, and again entitled. You got to go in.
That's a good theory you had, though, about them having to issue all those refunds because there's a majority. I mean, not a majority. There's probably a good amount of people that haven't done it yet. Mm-hmm. Are they going to refund every single one of those? It's just like,
Look, in this scenario, too, you have to, like, in this world of information, disinformation, who's plugged in, who's not, you know what I mean? Like, they can't prove that you've been given this information in the first place, right? They don't know my job is to keep up with current events. Now, I've known about this. Not only did I know about it, I was telling people on the radio, don't forget to get your real ID for like 100 fucking days out, right? And never did it. But they don't know that. So I'm going to be going in like, hey, what's a real ID? This is real? I got this from the DMV.
You bite it.
You tell me it's not real? Yeah. Scan it. It looks real. It's a real thing.
Make a hissy fit out of it.
Yeah. Yeah, whole thing. And they're just gonna, luckily I people believe I'm stupid, right? I could lean into that and be like, yeah, there's just no way I ever found out this is a thing. And I gotta go. Like there's a funeral I gotta go to or a wedding or something. I'm trying to figure out what the reason I'm going to Austin. Maybe wedding. Nah.
You're an oil baron. You have an oil meeting? No, that's too smart.
I wouldn't be flying Southwest. Rock 102.1 KFMA. Welcome back to Beef Vegan Presents. Hanging out here with Chuck from Like a Villain and just ranted, right? So this is we only got 2 shows this week, right? Boom, boom. And then we're doing best of the rest of the week. It'll be back on Monday to run it back again. And with a new and improved show. Who knows? Who knows what like tips and tricks I'll be able to pick up on that. You have a show coming up, speaking of which, on the 15th? What day is it?
This Friday.
It's this Friday.
Ooh,
Yeah.
Yep, that's the first one we got of the year so far, or the rest of the year.
Yeah, okay. So where is your show this Friday?
It's at the Rock.
Okay, yeah. I see it right here. And this is part of the Neon Ghost Fall Tour.
Yeah, we're putting all our shows together on one flyer, just to keep stringing and booking onto it. But this is the one with Fever 333 on Friday, As the World Burns, Crooked Teeth, and Fire from the Gods. So
Nice.
should be a hell of a banger out there.
Right. Yeah. So you got to stack a lineup on this. How much does it cost at the door?
Gosh, probably more. I don't know. Just buy tickets from us. They're cheaper than Ticketmaster. They're cheaper than what you'll find at the door. I think it'll be like 30 or 35, but they're 25 a pop through us.
Yeah, and then Fever 333 is on the show.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
Which we had Fever 333 who played. They were a former KFMA Day artist. Performed on here. Yeah, let's see. Just a reminder. That's sick that this is going to be a good show all the way through. And when are you going on? You going on like direct support in between them?
First or second? Not sure quite yet. The promoter hasn't said. We're just happy to play and get on shows. We got a bunch of other ones coming up after it. So someone asked us, they're like, you guys should play this. And so we were just like, hey, you got a spot? And they're like, yep. We're like, cool. We'll just come and throw down and see, and just, build up on the lineup that's already strong.
Yeah. And they're not wrong. I mean, it does kind of like fit in the style and stuff because Like a Villain is heavy, but it also has, like the hip hop influence in the way that you deliver your lyrics. But then you have a sick scream, a really sick scream. Loud and powerful. And Fever 333, again, in that same genre as you hear them in the background. This is their song, Walking in My Shoes. Fever 333 has had like a lineup change recently, but they sound amazing.
Yes.
And it's great that they're coming back to Tucson. So we welcome back Fever 333. And Like a Villain is going to be playing in support of them at the Rock this Friday night. So it's great to have a great rock show on a Friday night. For tickets, if you want to get the cheapest tickets you can get, you got to hit up Like a Villain directly. The best way people could get you and follow you?
Just on our socials, at Like a Villain AZ on Facebook or Instagram. That's the best ways to get a hold of us.
I love it. Yeah, all right. Well, let's hit the reset on the FM side. I'll be back with a beef tip after these words, and we'll take you out with the rest of this song, Walking in My Shoes. It's Fever 333 on Rock 102.1 KFMA. Clear. All right.
Do you have to have a real ID to get the tickets?
I should require. I'll give a $5 discount to anyone who has a real ID.
That's the new way to do it. Yeah. Smart.
Yeah. All right. Let's see. As we get ready for this, next segment. Earlier this morning, we did a round of Keep 'Em Separated with Tony and Heather, and went like this. Check it out. The Black Parade, Rock 102.1. Beef Vegan presents. We had a late start this morning, so we're going to get caught up with all the things that are happening in the world today. Real quick, here's headlines with some taglines here. So I'm going to read a headline, Rico, and then you follow it up with whatever comes to your mind. Here's a new trend. Some funeral directors are recommending that AI write your loved one's obituary.
R.I.P. Rest internet piece.
It's like, sorry that you didn't love them enough. Here's some AI assistance.
Right.
Experts are warning that the watermelon diet has its downsides.
Don't eat the seeds.
Yeah, exactly. You end up being pregnant with the watermelon. Yep. You look fat. But it's all water weight. Now, eating only watermelon could cause muscle loss within 24 to 72 hours. And the fruit contains almost no protein.
No protein?
Yeah.
Get out of here.
Yeah. A woman from Kentucky was arrested at Disney World when her Goodies headache powder turned out to not be headache powder. Guess what it was?
Cocaine.
So close.
Meth?
Yes, Kentucky. So you got to think about the state. If I said California, cocaine. Kentucky, totally meth. That's Kentucky cocaine.
Fried cocaine.
Yeah. All right. CNN did a big feature of how Ozempic face might be causing a huge surge in facelifts. Plumping your face back up with fillers is a popular opinion, but sometimes a scalpel is needed. As one expert put it, you can only refill a deflated balloon so much.
Yeah. Turn that frown upside down. For a price.
All right. Speaking of Ozempic, users are complaining that they lost interest in pleasuring themselves from Ozempic. Mm-hmm. I think the good news is that, though, is you lose all the weight. You don't need even to pleasure yourself. People are lining up around the block. They're like, can I pleasure you?
losing weight in all the wrong places too.
Mm-hmm.
Like, no, not that.
Instagram is no longer allowing public accounts to go live if they have less than 1,000 followers.
Ouch.
Mm-hmm.
Loser.
And
Nobody likes you.
Yeah. And finally, pest control workers in England discovered a rat that was said to be over 22 inches long from nose to tail inside a home.
Whoa.
Mm-hmm. What's worse is that rat is a father to 4 Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles.
Yes, I knew it. All right, Splinter.
Yeah.
Get it.
And the second biggest rat to be captured since Sammy the Bull Gravano.
Hey, mafia jokes.
Forget about it.
Oh.
That's right. I had a little pop culture reference, Sammy the Bull Gravano. And the reason why I even remembered his name is because he, I knew a lot of kids in high school that sold ecstasy for him. Legitimately.
I got the ties.
Yeah.
3 degrees.
It's funny too, because it was a situation where, like, right when we got out of high school, I was told by many administrators that I would end up on the news or in jail because I was some kind of scumbag. Meanwhile, all these like jock kids, these rich jock kids, they were, like, you got to be more like Tex. Tex is a good kid, stand-up kid. He's going places in life. Tex's bitch ass was on the fucking evening news for selling ecstasy to Sammy the Bull. Him and fucking Justin, and I'm not gonna say
you almost had a Scorsese montage of a youth. Just like getting into the drug game with Sammy the Bull.
Yeah.
I like your style, kid.
Honestly, I do think back, and I kind of fantasize like, if I got into that, and then maybe like invested in Dutch Bros, I'd be balling right now,
right?
Because they made a lot of money. Look, ecstasy back in the 90s, and the reason why I even brought it up is because I shared this picture on my Instagram the other day or yesterday, where all these dick pills look like ecstasy from the 90s.
I saw that.
Oh God,
they do it with the print and all that.
Yeah.
When the ecstasy first came out in the 90s, and the people that I knew that were selling ecstasy, because I knew a few, they were getting pills straight from like Amsterdam and, for $2-3 a piece, and then would sell them for $20. That was the markup. So the insane amount of money that these kids were making immediately was hard to, Yeah. So 10 said I'd get them for 3, sold them for 30. Right. So yes,
I love drug drop shipping back in the 90s.
Yeah,
it was
insane, and and then it just blew up. It was just all over the place, and I wasn't that good of a businessman to get into that, right? Yeah. Now, and I feel like I need to do that with hymns. Rock on 2.1, man. Welcome back to Vegan Presents. We're live on the air. We're going to be wrapping things up, and we're just talking about the picture I posted on my stories at Beef Vegan. Of how, and this was just like literally an ad that was on my algorithm, a man's hand with a bunch of different ED pills that all look like fancy designer drugs that kids used to take in the 90s, right? And I'm like, and as a game, I'm like, are we going to play a new game, ED or ecstasy? Because I don't know if you'd be able to pass this one.
Here, take one on air. Let's see what happens.
Yeah.
Like, oh, okay, this is obviously ED.
What, like Bean Boozled with the pills?
Yeah. Bean Boozled with boner pills. Bone Boozled is what they're going to call it. Yes, absolutely. Actually got a message asking, like, what happens if you take them all at once? And I said, I imagine it's like sitting on a fence post. And they're like, well, do it for science. And I'm like, consider it done. I'm all jacked to the gills of Molly and D pills. Yeah. My B tip to you is not to do that.
Morphe's like, what have you done?
Yeah.
Neo. Put that away.
All right. So we are all out of time, unfortunately. You can get all the replays at Beef Vegan, youtube.com/Beef Vegan. I appreciate everyone for listening, and I apologize for ending the shows so early this week, but I'm on an adventure, and I'm going to be updating everyone on my exploits through social media. So make sure you follow me at Beef Vegan. While you're following on social media, follow Like a Villain AZ and catch them this Friday as they perform along with Fever 333 at The Rock. And again, discount tickets available directly through the band Like a Villain AZ. Chuck, appreciate you hanging out with us today.
Thanks for having me, man. I appreciate you.
Of course, dude. We'll run it back again as soon as I get back from vacation. Thank you guys so much for joining us, joining the show, blah, 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 blah. Enjoy the rest of your day. Drive safe, ride safe, and as always, rock local. Later. Almost stuck the landing, Rico.
Almost.
You wish
This is what I'm going to learn in Texas. They're going to be like, okay, this is how you not sound like a fucking moron on the radio.
I will knock out all your teeth.